Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Moving on. Mississippi man accused of destroying statue of pagan idol at Iowa State Capitol takes plea deal. So you remember this? We covered this before. Where, dude, like Christmas time, Satanic Temple put up a display at the state capitol because they wanted to have a Christian display up, and legally speaking, the only way you could do that is by saying anyone can put up a holiday display because First Amendment, the government shall make no law respecting establishment of religion. So they can't say Christians only. They have to say everybody or nobody. That's how it works. So the Satanic Temple rolled in and was like, okay, we're part of everybody. And they put up a display. And then this Christian guy was like, hey, I don't like that. So he drove several hours out of his way so that he could go and destroy it.
Let's see how well that worked for him.
Unfortunately, it seems to have worked pretty well. We'll get to it.
In that he's gotten famous for it.
Not, he's gotten money for it too. I don't know how GoFundMe's work, but I feel like he made bank on this. So, Mississippi man accused of destroying a state statue. Do you really need to continue saying accused of after he's pled guilty to it? A Mississippi man who destroyed a state statue of a pagan idol at Iowa State Capitol pled guilty on Friday to a reduced charge in return for prosecutors dropping the felony hate crime count. If this is a first offense, like, okay, I can understand going a little bit easy on him, but given the circumstances, I feel like they shouldn't have.
Well, because given the circumstances, this is fully premeditated.
Oh, yeah, like absolutely.
Everything here was 100% planned. And then looking at...
You can't say it was a crime of passion if you, like, drove several hours out of your way to go destroy it.
Yeah.
So,
and then when you look at what he's actually done afterwards, if he's been making money off of publicity after the fact, then okay, then it's basically a cut and dry thing that every single part of this was calculated.
Mm-hmm. So his attorney filed a guilty plea on his behalf to an aggravated misdemeanor count of third-degree criminal mischief instead of the hate crime shit. So Cassidy admitted in writing that he partially dismantled the display in Iowa State Capitol building without a right/license to do so, and that the damage was greater than $750. So they put up the statue of Baphomet, which drew strong criticism from state and national leaders, including Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And so they were very publicly being like, oh, this is gross. Somebody should do something about it. Wink, wink, wink.
Oh, why won't somebody rid me of this meddlesome priest?
I'm not going to lie. We have done that same thing on this very show with regards to certain Christian nationalist judges who people will somehow still deny that he's a Christian nationalist. But, like, Republicans are on record as saying the best way to deal with people like that is by beating them. Wink, wink, wink. Except they explicitly specify children. But, like, since adults are capable of taking more of a beating than children, then logically, you draw that conclusion yourself. So, like, I'm not going to pretend to take the high ground here and be like, that's not something I would do. But, like, you can't do that and then pretend like it didn't have an impact on it.
Yeah.
Like, if something actually came of us saying that, then I would fully take ownership for that.
You'd feel horrible. Just be like, yeah, no,
yeah,
I did.
Yeah, I'd absolutely feel horrible. Of course, legally speaking.
Jesus. It's not like somebody's writing a manifesto talking about how much they watched our show.
I'm not sure how I'd feel about that.
But we do know that there are people like, say, Lauren Southern, who I do need to make an episode about, actually, because of something she said recently. But there are people like Lauren Southern who are quoted in white nationalist manifestos after they go on a killing spree. So I'm just saying.
I don't want a spree. I'm just like, there's just like one or two people.
You don't want a spree, just one or two. The fuck? I think maybe you should go into this with less alcohol.
No, the alcohol levels are fine. I'm still thinking good.
I am trying to save your ass. You are not making it easy.
I'm Canadian. Good luck extraditing.
You're not the one who's
Cirrus does not endorse my opinions. They are my own.
So to say, you're not the one who's about to go to New York to canvass.
Okay, fair point.
Fuck, I try to tell people in my chat to get politically involved, so here I am going and doing it, and you're just sitting here
I'm encouraging political involvement.
You're just sitting there like Goofy in that one freaking YouTube
come on,
video where he's on trial.
Look at my
murder.
Look at my hat. Can anyone take me seriously? Would anyone?
I'll do it again.
Would anyone think I was being serious when I'm wearing this hat?
Yes, we get it.
No,
Rhino Carlson.
I am perfectly within my legal rights to hope that something bad happens to certain people.
So long as you're in that hat, you have to be wearing the hat.
Otherwise, no, you're allowed to hope anything, regardless of hats.
Otherwise, Fox News can't mount a proper legal defense for you.
Okay, so the figure depicting the horned deity Baphomet was destroyed beyond repair, according to the group. Cassidy, the guy who destroyed it, said, "My conscience is held captive to the word of God, not to bureaucratic decree, and so I acted." Bullshit.
God didn't tell you to blow up the statue. And if he did, we have to have some questions with your psychiatrist, whom I hope you have.
Yeah, like, the word of God says you should obey government authorities, and government authorities said that it was okay to have non-Christian displays up. So, there you go.
God told me to blow it up.
So here we go. Cassidy raised more than $134,000 for his legal defense via the Christian fundraising site Give Send Go. Oh, so it's not even GoSendMe. So it probably all just went to him directly as cash, and then he just paid a lawyer to submit paperwork saying, "Yeah, I plead guilty to a lesser charge." And that's it. And I know from experience, lawyers are fucking expensive, but like just submitting one thing to say I plead guilty to something probably costs less than $20,000, if I had to guess. So, guy made over $100,000, and oh yeah, he's gonna have to pay to replace the statue, which might be a couple thousand.
At least that's a hit to his ego. Like we get to build this one in your honor, Cassidy.
So yeah. Anyways, he made $134,000. His legal fees would surprise me if it was over $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has to pay like maybe $2,000 or $3,000 to replace the friggin' thing. Might have to pay a couple thousand things. So he's at least made $100,000 off of this. And with this being a Christian fundraising site, I'm guessing there's zero oversight to make sure that the money actually went to legal defense as opposed to just him pocketing it. Mm-hmm. Because it's Christian. You can trust us. We're Christian.
Of course. He's a good Christian.
I can't find the article anymore. I'm sure if I actually looked for it hard, I could. But one of the things that I found when I was looking into like Christian-owned businesses, there was an article written by a pastor who is a devout Christian who explained why he never hires businesses that advertise themselves as Christian because they always rip you off. They always expect that you are not going to scrutinize them because they're the Christian business. They must be honest. And so they charge higher prices for the same thing, or worse, just by virtue of the fact that people will trust them because they're Christian. And so a pastor is saying he avoids Christian businesses. So, yeah, if Christian pastors don't want to go with the Christian businesses, then I'm going to say that they're kind of sketchy.
Probably a good idea to avoid them at that point.
Yeah. So supporters said he acted with bravery and conviction. He was not willing to see God reviled. Putting up a statue of Baphomet doesn't revile God. It's just showing that like people with other viewpoints exist.
Yep.
And if you have a problem with that, that's a you problem.
If you have a problem with that, then you have a problem with America.
Yeah. Especially in a building where lawmakers are supposed to honor Jesus Christ as king. No, they're not. And look to his law for wisdom as they legislate with justice and righteousness. You know, like legislating things like how much you're allowed to beat your slaves and which nations you're allowed to buy your permanent slaves from. Worth mentioning is that this is the Satanic Temple that does not believe in a literal Satan. They describe themselves as a non-theistic organization that advocates for secularism, and they are separate from the Church of Satan, which I think that's the Lucian Greaves one from the 1960s.
I think so.
Which I don't think they believe in a literal Satan either, but it's a bit more supernatural in that one than the Satanic Temple.
Yeah, with the temple, it's more just, hey, this is a figurehead who has ideas we believe in, like individuality and freedom.
Yeah. So the plea agreement calls for Cassidy to receive a deferred judgment with 2 years probation and an $855 civil penalty, and to pay restitution in an amount to be determined. So that'd be the value of the statue he destroyed. He would also be required to participate in a victim offender dialogue with representatives of the Satanic Temple if requested. I feel like they wouldn't request that, or they would request it just to make him sit through it.
It would be funny just to make him waste his time.
Yeah. And then the sentencing recommendation is not binding on the court, however. So it is possible that a judge could see this and see he's pleading guilty and being like, okay, yeah, he pled guilty to it, but I'm still going to treat it as a hate crime and give him more charges. I'm not holding out for that because it's fucking Idaho. There's been a lot of bad news out of Idaho, so...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, Mississippi? Oh, no, he's from Mississippi. Oh, Iowa, not Idaho. Iowa. Whatever. One of those Midwestern podunk places. Love you, Midwesterners.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
We're not covering what happened with Elon Musk the last couple days, are we?
Something
today?
Happened with Elon Musk? No.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned the paper mill thing.
Well, okay. So and someone somewhere is pointing out I got things wrong. I can't find where the thing is to highlight it, but so LaVey is the Church of Satan, Greaves is the Temple. So Anton LaVey is the Church of Satan guy.
Okay.